How do you feel about where you guys are at this point?
Finally finishing up camp and going into like these last couple practices, like yesterday and today, it's awesome. I'm excited for what we have to prove. We're gonna prove a lot of people wrong this year. I believe that.
Chip on the shoulder for the whole team,
That's
I guess.
for sure. That's for sure. The world's against us, but we're excited to come out, starting with NAU and proving what we got on the field.
Do you guys talk about that a lot internally, like the expectations that people outside the program have versus how you feel about it?
Oh yeah, no. Every meeting, Herm puts up the Pac-12 conference list from who's number one to who's last, and we just sit there for a second and look at it, and it's just a reminder of where they have us projected and kind of what we have to prove.
So with captains now being named, what's your perspective on that in terms of your role and the fellow captains that you have?
Yes, sir. I'm excited. I'm excited to have Emory Jones up as a captain, starting quarterback. It's going to be good because he definitely proved himself during this camp. And as a leader, on and off the field, both things. It's been fun to have him with the offense. And as well, we got Kyle Soley and Merlin Robinson on the defense. It's going to be fun to have those boys. And then we got LB first year. It's going to be awesome. We got a good group of kids.
Do you guys have bulletin board material too, as well as her pointing it out? Do you have that stuff pegged on the wall in the locker room places?
What do you mean?
Stuff that people have written, said about you guys.
Oh yeah, we do. So it's in the weight room. So in the weight room, we have it on the racks of tweets that people put out or what the media is saying about ASU, and it's just a constant reminder of where they have us visioned for this year. But we're excited to prove it wrong.
So with Emory, like what things off the field have you seen or heard that he does that you think are productive for?
Well, he's just a leader. He's always bringing kids up. Right, I remember when he got called to be captain, I congratulated him, and the whole time I was trying to say, hey, congratulations, man. He was like, no, congrats to you making captain. I was like, no, dude, it's not this is your first year coming to ASU and becoming a captain, starting quarterback. But it's just that he's very selfless when it comes to leadership, and it's awesome to see him bringing up kids in the weight room, on the field, in meetings, whatever it is. He's doing good.
What does it say that Herm named him a captain when he is a first-year guy here?
Yeah, he's a special kid. He really is, and I think it's good for him because he's willing to prove like, hey, I belong in this position. And I think that's great. I think that's what we need is someone to come here and prove themselves.
We saw a fair amount of I formation out there.
Yeah,
we've seen you get the ball in handoffs earlier in camp. A lot of 12 personnel, 22. What do you think about just this offense?
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. We got a great OC, and he's leading us in the right direction. And we have a lot of guys that we can use in different positions. A lot of guys with a lot of different skills, and our OC is doing his best to put those guys on the field at the right time in the right situation and get it done.
So piggyback off that, how do you feel that everybody's? I mean, I always thought new guys, but you guys that are back and adjusted to this offense and where you guys are at this point.
It's been fun to learn a new offense with Coach Glenn, and he's taking it in the right direction, right? We were learning things the day before, practicing them, going over mistakes or corrections, and then saying, hey, you know what? This is what we got to fix. Make sure it doesn't happen again, and we get it moving. And just to see the boys kind of rally behind that, and kind of stick to what Coach Glenn has to say about things, it's been awesome. So we're all excited on the offensive side. I don't know about the defensive side, but for the offensive side, we're ready to roll.
You've been a part of a lot of teams here about as much as anybody. Where does this group stack up at this point in preseason camp to others you've been part of?
So, personal opinion, this is my favorite team at ASU. It really is. We got a lot of selfless leaders, and we got a lot of accountability. We hold each other to a very high standard here, especially this year. When kids mess up, I'm sure you guys see it on the field. If a kid false starts, he's taken out, next kid's up. So it's just things like that. We're held to a high standard here, and the leaders are holding that too, especially on the defensive side. I know Kyle and Merlin are holding those guys up as well, and we're excited to get things rolling for the season. So we got a lot of things to work on, but we're still working.
Yeah, do you think the procedural penalties that were an issue last year are not going to be problematic for you guys this year?
You don't want to see those ever, but I know we're working on fixing that. We're not waiting on those anymore, right? If it happens in practice, we're not just going by it and doing the play anyways. No, we're making a stand, taking them out, making sure they understand, hey, we don't do that anymore, right? We're changing it, especially this year. So hopefully going into the season, we don't see it much. That's the plan.
Is there a leadership role in sort of keeping that, a point of discussion maybe?
No, for sure. It definitely is. And the coaches are great about keeping it to the players, right? So the coaches, when that happens, the coaches want to keep going with the play, but the leaders stop it on the team and pull them out. We can't have that. We can't go back to what we were last year. We need to change the team. We need to keep moving forward.
Will Schaefer said he thinks 6 penalties a game collectively for the team is a good goal.
Hey, if Will Schaefer said it, honestly, I'm with him. I'll back my boy up anytime.
Speaking of those linebackers, obviously you go up against some couple veterans in Kyle and Merlin, Connor in there as well. What do you see from that linebacker group this year?
You know, it's funny because we were actually talking about it, and man, I've been hitting the same kids for 4 years now, right? Every day, going into practice, hitting the same kids. But the way that they're developing, the way I'm developing, it's been great because instead of just going full speed at each other, now they're making moves. They're like working on their angles and different things like that. And it's cool to see the linebackers change like that. You know, it's cool to see Kyle develop. It's cool to see Merlin develop. And it's been fun to go against those boys.
Where have you improved your craft the most in those areas?
More of tempo. So instead of going full speed straight ahead, now I'm coming in, making sure my angle is correct so the running back has a perfect route of open field. So it's kind of more of me setting up, getting the block correct, and then finishing the block.
How's it feel kind of being able to execute that?
Oh, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. I really enjoy it, and the running backs really enjoy it too. We talk about it all the time on the sideline. Like, hey, I'm going to, like, if a play's going this way, I'm going to block the guy a certain way to make sure it's open, and they know it, and they hit it.
How about route running and pass catching? You said before that's what
been
you're
fun.
working on. Do you
Yeah.
like that part? You think, are you where you want to be in that respect?
There's still things I want to continue to develop in that aspect of my play on the field, but Coach Wood's been awesome. He's been helping me with that personally. Just the way I'm moving my hands when I'm running the route, the way I'm breaking down when I got to, cut into the ball or whatever it is, and especially get my hands up ready for the ball. Coach Wood's been awesome, teaching me those skills and helping me develop and giving me those opportunities I need to keep moving forward.
With some of the sloppiness and the penalties last year, in practices, when you do something right, when it's a play that's run perfectly well, do you guys take the moment to appreciate that? And
Oh,
see
of
that?
course. I mean, we always, especially in meetings, if something's done correctly, they pull it up on the board. Be like, hey, this is how we got to do this play every single time we run it. But then on the field, we're excited when the boys do something good. We're super excited when the offense does something good. When the defense does their thing, it's not as fun for us. But I mean, they're doing their job. But we definitely get excited for the boys that are making the plays.
You want to hang your hat on your rushing attack. So X and Danny, how have they looked to you?
I'm excited. I'm really excited to see how they kind of form onto the field as a dual threat, right? Because both of them are very good athletes. X is crazy. He's awesome. I love that kid. He can make a cut anywhere on the field and make anyone miss. And so having those guys behind me, I know no matter how I take this block on, they're going to make it work. Right, and so that assurance and that trust that we have with the running backs, the fullbacks, and the tight ends, it's been awesome. So I'm really excited for those boys and hope we get it going.